is Matt Stockton. I'm the writer, director, and editor of Back Issues. Okay, I guess I'll talk about where it came from. So this I actually made my freshman year of college. I'm going sophomore year now. And I wanted to make something that was representative of my interests and kind of the stuff I want to make rather than kind of the typical college, artsy, over-the-top kind of thing. And yeah, I want to make something fun and like short and just representative of everything, the kind of stuff I'm into. I mean, we're here, so it's this kind of thing. And yeah, it was just a blast to make. We filmed late 2023, right? Yeah, and then we finished January 2024. And the goal, I remember when I was debating on like committing to, all right, we're gonna do this for sure, because I had worked on other projects before, but I was kind of like, I don't know if I can pull off this one. I remember calling Josh and being like, hey, there's a Comic-Con Film Festival. It's free. That's like, if we can, we should make it just for the chance that we get in. And I guess here we are now. Yeah, I'll let you talk, Josh.
Yeah, I met Maddox in the summer of last year. We were working with the San Antonio Film Festival, and I remember he pitched to me this idea for Back Issues, how I could just love letter through different generations of comic book history. And immediately I loved it, given that I love comic books and these kinds of stories. So the first thing we did was we got to work on the potential different suits for Vigilante Man, and then the locations themselves. I remember the big warehouse that we filmed in San Antonio. There was a big warehouse that pre-COVID was actually purchased to be it was going to be a reality TV show where they competed in designing food trucks. But post-pandemic, it was sitting empty-handed. So Maddox made a call, and we were able to get into it before another large retailer.
We had like 8 hours. We had like seven, 6 hours, right? Yeah, we had like 7 hours to do everything that's not in that garage with the 3 guys. We had 7 hours to get it done with like a crew of what, 10 people, 15 people?
Yeah.
10 people, I think close to 10, right?
Yeah. And then we just had to zip it out of them before they locked the gates on us.
From sunrise to sunset. Basically, that was like our time. And then for the garage, we did during the day and tonight. Yeah, and it was just crazy because a lot of those people that were working on it was a mix of like people that were friends from up in Austin, because I go to UT Austin. That a lot of them were freshmen. The DP was a freshman in college, so he was my age. Josh is only a few years older. Magnus is my age. We've been working on stuff since junior year of high school, so like this is. Our first thing we worked on was actually a Bullseye fan film for a class project junior year of high school, and we've just been doing stuff since. And so it's so cool to kind of come full circle and end up kind of where the hub of comics and stuff here in San Diego, getting to show off stuff to y'all.
Yeah, I mean it's just super cool. Like again, we started doing like the Bullseye. The first big project we did together, we did a Spider-Man fan film. And that was really fun too. I had to like run around like in a Spider-Man costume downtown. It's like a jacket. Like every 5 seconds, somebody would pull out a phone and record me, Spider-Man, Spider-Man. At least one kid's asked me to do a backflip. I can't do a backflip, so sadly Spider-Man did not do a backflip. But yeah, I remember when you were telling me about this, you had that, we did like another short film in high school where it was like, kind of like it was like Ghost Hunter, like YouTube channels, sort of like that, and he was like, you couldn't decide which one. I was actually for the Ghost Hunter one first, because I thought it'd be cool just to get to know people before we did the big one, but then you like found out at Comic-Con, and we're like, okay, we have to do it now, just go. It's just super cool, and getting to wear like all the different costumes and play different characters, or the same character, but like, in different ways. It's pretty cool. Obviously, this is my favorite costume. I think my least favorite one to wear was the old Golden Age, or no, Silver. What is it?
Silver Age.
Silver Age one.
Yeah.
The spandex one, the one I wear. I remember when I came out of like the dressing room wearing that costume.
That was the first one we did too, right?
Yeah. That was like top 5 most embarrassing moments of my life. The entire crew started laughing at me. I was like, oh man, this could be a rough shoot.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of the costumes, each one was like, because I mean, my dad over there helped me out with just kind of assembling them, because I'm jack shit at spray painting, so a lot of this is his work. But designing themselves on paper, I really wanted to be representative of the 3 eras that we were going for, like a gold, silver, bronze, The silver was the easiest. It's just like an Adam West Batman suit, like the one over there. It's just a red version. Yeah, it was just kind of a silver suit, Silver Age kind of Adam West suit, a little bit of Christopher Reeve in there. And then the bronze was kind of a mix of like a Christian Bale, Robert Pattinson, Ben Affleck suit. And we don't have them on today because they're impossible to get attached. But I was adamant that we needed Rob Liefeld pouches, the big, bulky pouches. And I looked forever to find, because all I could find was like little military ones like that big. And I was like, no, we need big leg pouches to go on that. So I'm glad we got that. And then the gold was actually the hardest, the black and white one, just because there were no superhero movies in comics, or there were comics, but they weren't representative of the time period. So I decided to go towards more of a kind of a wartime look with the leather and the denim and metal plating on the chest. But I'm really glad they all turned out really great. We were worried there for a second, kind of like, oh, are they all going to be equally good, or is this one going to be the good one? It's like, oh yeah, and the other two.
This one definitely gets the most like fan trailer. I think it's cool. Those pouches, like the paint, like would not stick.
Yeah,
So like,
it peeled a lot.
yeah.
We were constantly reapplying the paint in between takes because it was yellow originally, and in between takes, whether if he's punching or moving, you could see that it was very easily starting to crack.
Yeah.
You know,
Slip cardboard under it, just
It was
spray
actually
painted.
spray painted while it's like still on me. It was awesome. Oh, I got. It's also kind of cool with some of the elements of the costume were just like clothes I had like on hand. Like the boots from the Silver Age one were just like shoes I had, and then the boots I'm wearing right now were actually my dad was in a tank platoon in the army, so I'm wearing his tank boots right now in the costume. So I think it's pretty cool. You got a special thanks and credits for that one.
Thank you, Andrew Bishop.
Thank you, Andrew Bishop.
If y'all have any questions, I'm happy to answer anything. No, we already answered everything, Josh. All right, what else? We got a footnote.
Yes.
How much raw footage did y'all shoot to cut it down?
We didn't have a lot. We didn't leave a lot on the cutting room floor with this one. I think especially with the warehouse because we had such a set time. If anything, it was just extra takes that we literally couldn't use because we liked the first take more.
I remember that when the first day you got the footage back, I went up to your dorm. We just sat there for like 4 hours with like footage. Like, is this take that or is this take that?
Yeah, I would get calls from Maddox at like 2 or 3 in the morning, you know, getting ready for work or for school. And he'll say, hey, let's look at these 2 takes that look almost identical. I need you to pick one moving forward.
Yeah, we every shot that we filmed, but not counting like every take, but every shot that was planned is shot and is in it. There was no shots that we filmed and didn't put in. We just didn't have room for B-roll or anything, especially as the crew, that was their first time all together, and so we really didn't want to push the limit. We wanted to kind of get what we needed and get out of there and not push it. But I mean, speaking of like takes, the long rant that the guy in the middle of the meeting does, Matthew Giovanetti, that's all improvised. I only gave him the first because he's not officially a comedian, but he might as well be. I mean, he's a student with me at UT, and when he talks, that's how he talks. Like that's him. He's just all the time, and so I told him just use the first line of then they go surfboarding together, kind of the '60s Batman thing, and from there I just was like, you do whatever you want. So we just did like 5 takes, and he just did something different every time. Like I never stuttered, never. So I have 5 takes of him going for like 5 minutes each, and I just cut it down to like, dude, it's got to be like a minute. You cannot push this forward. And then, what else, Josh?
Yeah, thank you. Great question.
Well, yeah, person.
How did you come up with the idea of
I mean, that's tough. I'd have to really think deep about
Was that like days and days of like, research and planning?
Yeah, I sat there with the pen and ink,
It's a feather quill.
and thought about it. But no, yeah, I was trying to fit stuff in. The original ending, before they cut us off, the original ending was going to be where the door comes up and they all turn and look, and you were just going to see, a figure out of focus kind of walk in, and it was going to be the chest, and it was going to be like a bat nipple suit. Walk in, and that was going to be the one that was real, rather than like the other 3, which are infinitely better than a nipple suit. But I was like, that's too deep cut. I don't want to confuse people. Like, damn, why does he have nipples on his suit? People that don't know the clue.
I think that would have been awesome to wear nipples on my suit. Yeah,
The icing on the cake was the song at the end, so we do that.
Oh yeah, the song at the end. There's this. His name is Max Booch. He's just like this Instagram song artist. He just makes little 1-minute songs, and I follow him. He's a great guy. And I reached out to him and I said, hey, I like that song. Kind of fits the vibe of the movie. Can you use it? And he said, yeah, go for it. So thank you, Max Booch. All right, we gotta wrap it up here. We'll get this on. Josh, do your final thoughts? Go for it. Drown it.
This whole process from meeting Maddox to pitching this to seeing it come to life has been such a dream come true. And sitting here now at San Diego Comic Con is a really big full circle moment, for all three of us. I can speak for us when I say that. And we're super incredibly grateful for San Diego Comic Con for letting us show our love for comic books and stories to a much wider audience. Thank you guys so much for having us. I appreciate it.
That's got the voice in 4th grade. I'd be a Comic-Con panel with them. That's awesome.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, and I just, again, same thing. Thank you all. This really means a lot. Just even having people here is so cool. I remember basically a year ago we were like, oh, maybe we'll go, maybe, but being here is so cool. And I really appreciate y'all enjoying it. But I'll see you around.